Hello, right, yes, good to be back. So, had a nice little break under doctor's orders, not allowed to do much heavy lifting and all that kind of stuff, but back now, and it's time to do some more work to the car. Now, I've got to keep it light, really, and keep it easy going. So, I think it's time to do the little jobs that never really gets done on these project cars. So I got some holes in the car from old fuel systems, put some grommets in, should be nice and easy to do stuff like that. I've got to try and make it a little bit watertight because, I mean, it's not going to hurt, it can be parked outside and not forgotten about. A straightforward drain gutter basically underneath the cowling. Hopefully that should be nice and easy, but we'll see. I've got a radio to go in there, nothing fancy, just a basic radio. You know, sometimes you get these long drives, and although the engine sounds great, just a little bit of background music just sometimes helps. So yeah, just a cheap and cheerful radio to go in. And what else we got? And then finally, the last thing I want to try and achieve is getting a working speedo. So what I intend to do is put the Ford CAN bus, which is still in the car for the ABS module. I want to wire that into the dash, so then it will pick up the speed readings. And then from there, obviously I'll have it displayed, but hopefully in turn I can then send that information to the ECU and use it for different things like boost by gear and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's the goal. Yeah, that's how it goes. Right, easy job first. Just a multi-pack of grommets here. Amazon special. I'm going to get these grommets in there now, just to seal up these holes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right, just a few more grommets left to go, but they are underneath the cowling. So let's rip that off. And there we go. So if you look down here, got some grommets just to fill in. So I'm just going to quickly do that now. And there we have it. We've got some grommets fitted. Right, with that all apart, I'm going to leave that off, or leave the cowling off, to be able to make up the shielding for the water. But for now, what I'm going to do is go inside and get this radio fitted. So yeah, on with the next step. Right, and there's just a cheap radio. It's just a basic radio, really. A few USB ports on here to be able to charge the phone or play my music through the phone. Yeah, I've gone for a thin one, so that when it sits in here, because I've got my ECU and everything's in behind there, I've got plenty of space and breathing room. So yeah, I've gone for a slightly thinner model, and like I say, it's just for some background noise, really. Just a connector, harness connector. Hopefully it'll just be a case of connecting the two up and having it play. If anyone's curious, it's less than 20 quid for both bits, so yeah, no expense spared on that one. Right, let's just see if it works. There we go, basic and working. Nothing fancy, but it works. Have a job done. Right, okay, so getting this watertight. When I say watertight, I mean just sort of resistance really, so it's outside in the rain. Because as you can see right through all the cowling. Now I want to leave as much as that open to allow hot air to get out of the engine bay anyway, so it's not going to be like right up close to that. If I just pop this off, it's not attached down, it's just in place. It's mainly just to take the worst of the water off of these wires really, and obviously you've got the regulator and terminals and stuff there. So yeah, so just a little bit of a shield just to divert the water away. I'm thinking maybe I can just put like a riv nut in these bits here. I've got some holes in the screens and stuff, and I can just attach into it that way. Yeah, just something simple, basic. Yeah, nice and easy, hopefully. All right, let's give it a go. It's just a quick template cut out here that I'm going to use to make the little dish. I'll put a couple of tabs on here to attach it, and a hole and bits and pieces, but that's the outline. Now I just need to choose a material to make it out of. Right, so to make this shield up, I'm just going to use this, I believe it's zinc. Just a roll that I've got. Had it lying around in the garage for years, so it's not going to cost anything, which is the best way to do it. It's quite thin, really malleable, so it should be nice and easy to make and fold, and it should be resistant to all the water. So yeah, I'm just going to get around cutting it out. It'll also be nice and easy to cut out. Obviously just use a pair of tin snips. It should be so flimsy. So yeah, I'm just going to go around, cut this out now, see if I can fold it into shape. Right, so I have made one, but I'm not really happy with how it came out. So I'm going to use the experience to make another one. Basically just need to make it a little bit longer, to be able to get all the bits and pieces, maybe put a flat edge down the bottom, things like that. So yeah, let's go about it, try it again. So ironically, it started raining, so I had to get the car in, and yeah, I didn't turn the camera back on. But that's basically what it is. The mounting points aren't too pretty, but you can't see them in the car. You'll see what I mean in a second. And all I've done is at the lowest point, I've just put a riv nut in the bottom, and then I'm just going to put a bit of pipe on the nut, and that obviously allow it to drain out. I'm not expecting it to catch much anyway, but yeah, so that's it. Let's get it back in the car. And there we have it, just in underneath the cowling. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a catch tray, just to protect all the stuff you can see underneath it there. I did run a blob of silicone just on the joints just to catch more. And yeah, we've got a tube on there just to drain the water. So yeah, that's that one. Not going to put the cowling on just yet. I'm not going to show that either, just because I just need to get some more of these original drain pipes, because they're broken. I need that one there, one for the other side. So yeah, that's done. Right, last task is going to be getting the speedo working. I've just been making do with a GPS separate readout for my speed, which is working, but I paid a lot of money for the dash, so let's try and get it all incorporated into one thing. Right, so long story short, I need to rewire the CAN bus into the dashboard from the ECU, and then run a secondary CAN bus wiring into the ECU to then pick up from the original Ford CAN bus. What that means is I've got some little resistors. Only need one of these, but 120 ohm resistors. One of those will be wired into the CAN bus where the original ECU was on the Ford, and then where the original cluster was, that will get wired into this one. A little bit of software reprogramming, and that should be it. So I'm going to start taking this apart now, get the resistor wired in, get the dash wired in, and then we'll see what happens. Right, so hopefully you can see this in here. I've got my CAN bus wires on here, and I'm just going to strip them back a little bit and get this resistor joined in. There we have it. We just got a resistor crimped in to the CAN bus. Just cut this wire a bit shorter, this one longer, and then you can join it in together, crimp the two together, and then all I need to do is just put a bit of heat shrink over that, and that'll just protect it. So that's in this side. Right, for the dash side, it's a little bit more complicated because obviously it's already wired in. There's not a lot of space in behind there where the dash is mounted, so it's difficult to film. So just give you a quick idea of what I'm doing. I've just made up some jumper looms here. They'll connect into the original connector on the back of the dash, and then I've got a 2-pin connector on here that I'm making up. I'll put one of these in the loom in the car so they can be connected and disconnected. The reason I'm doing that is because then if it doesn't work, I can swap it back, no problem at all. Instead of cutting it out, joining it all together, splicing it all up, and then have to cut it apart again if it doesn't work. This way, it's just a case of if it doesn't work, just undo the connector, plug it back together again. It will also leave me a way to disconnect it from the car if I should need to anyway. So yeah, that's the plan. So what a faff all that was. So yeah, the dash, I bolted in from the back of the dash, like the cluster is bolted in through the back of the dashboard, which makes it really nice and secure. Problem is, if I need to get to the wire in, it makes it hard work. So I have to take the dashboard out to be able to get to it, or I have about 2 inches of play. Anyway, got them wired up, so I've got my CAN bus connections to connect up now. I've done them to like CAN high and CAN high, they're on the same side, so if I need to swap them back, it's just a case of disconnect it, plug it in. So yeah, I'm just going to rebuild this now, and then I'll plug the computer in and see if I can get it to work. Right, so that's loaded on now to the onto the dash. So if I get this started up, made a little change to the startup logo as well. So yeah, look at that. You know, it's just the little things, isn't it? Sometimes. So yeah, that let's load it up. Let's have a look. Lambda. I've disconnected the lambda sensor because with ignition on for long periods of time, don't want to burn it out. Oil temp is 8 and 9 degrees, so the oil temp's about right. I had about 20% fuel in it. That would be fuel. So yeah, that appears to be about right. What I've done is I've just put the speed down the bottom here of the right hand side wheels. So I'm going to jack up the car and hopefully get a reading. Hopefully. Wish me luck. Right, I got the car jacked up. Let's get the dash on, and we'll have a look, see if this does anything. Well, that appears, at least the back wheel, It's spinning. Nice. It's the front. Can't spin that one nearly as well with that, but yeah, beautiful. All looking good. So there we go then. We should have a working Speedo. I just need to set it up in the software, but that's very boring to watch really, so I'll get that done, and when I can take the car out on the road, I'll know what speed I'm going. I will show in the dash. Can't take it out just yet, I've got no tag, so that's going to have to wait. Just need the cowling back on, and it's all buttoned up. There's all the little jobs done that I wanted to do. So yeah, it's good to be back. Thanks for watching. See you next time.